Today we're talking about family. Vocabulary, collocations, just general content you can draw upon. Family is such a common topic, again, in IELTS, but also just very normal topic for you to chat about with colleagues, friends, anyone really. So let's get started. Often one of the first things people talk about when speaking of their family is the size of their family. Do you have a small family, large, huge? How big is your family? Another thing you might talk about is your birth order. So if you are the oldest child or the youngest child, a middle child, for instance, and if you are the youngest child in your family, you can always say that you are the baby of the family. Even if you are 90 years old and you are still the youngest child, you can still qualify as the baby of your family. We also talk about immediate family or extended family. Now, this might be different depending on what country you're in, for instance. But often when we are practicing for IELTS, and if the examiner asks you about your immediate family or extended family, or if it's just something you want to talk about, immediate family would refer usually to the kids in your family and your parents, for instance. Your extended family might include aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, that sort of thing. But if you live with your aunts and uncles and grandparents, you can definitely include them as part of your immediate family. Now, closeness is another idea that you might want to use when talking about your family. And when I mention closeness, this could mean physical closeness, like do you live close by to your family? Do you all live in the same town? Or are you spread out? Maybe some of you live in different parts of the country, or even other countries across the world. Or closeness could also be talking about whether or not you share things with your family. Are you very close? Do you talk to each other regularly, see each other often? Or are you very distant from each other, not just in location, but maybe you don't keep in touch with some parts of your family very often. Now we're going to cover some collocations that could be very useful when talking about family. We're a very tight-knit family, or a close-knit family. We're really tight. We're very close. We tell each other everything. These are just some different variations to express that you and your family are quite close to each other. You probably share things, talk to each other often. A couple other useful phrases might be something like seeing eye to eye. You might say that you don't always see eye to eye with your family, but that you love your family very much. So this would mean that maybe you don't always agree with your family, but you still love them even if you disagree on certain topics. Some more useful phrases would be things like take after. Do you take after anyone in your family? Is there someone in your family that you are like? So you may take after your mother or father in their appearance. So you might say, I have my mother's eyes or my father's nose. Or you might take after someone in personality or interest. So I take after my mom. She's a teacher too. I take after my uncle. We both like science. I love music just like my grandfather. I think I take after him. Another useful phrase is get on, or to get on with someone. Initially, this sounds very strange. It does not mean that you sit on someone. To get on with someone, it means to get along with somebody. So you might say, I get on well with my younger brother. So it means you two are friendly with each other. If you say, I don't get on with my sister, that means you don't get along with her. Maybe you argue, or you don't talk, or you aren't very friendly with each other. Now, if you are describing specific members of your family, for instance, you can, of course, talk about their physical appearance, but you can really extend your answer if you talk about their personality, their interests, their hobbies, their loves, and their hates. So we have a lot of vocabulary relating to personality that we can start with. Are they intelligent or clever, generous, funny or hilarious, outgoing, friendly, shy, introverted? Maybe they're bossy and impatient, or very patient, hardworking, reliable, responsible, loving or caring, supportive, or they might be annoying, strict, or very demanding. Hopefully now you have lots of ideas on how to talk about your family. Don't forget, practice makes progress. I challenge you to make a list of some vocabulary words or phrases or collocations that you could use and see if you can talk about your family for at least a minute. But if you really want to push yourself, try for 2 minutes. I know you can do it.